Number 22, số 22, Percy Tao. Number 24, Mitchell Dice. Number 34, số 34, Robert Mota. Number 66, số 66, Anul Lusamba. Number 98, số 98, Giáp Tuấn Dương. Number 82, số 82, Trần Liêm Điều. Number 88, số 88, Lý Công Hoàng Anh. The head coach of the football club of Nam Định is Mr. Vũ Hồng Việt. Huấn luyện viên trưởng của câu lạc bộ bóng đá Nam Định là ông Vũ Hồng Việt. The official referee of the match is Mr. Koji Takasaki. The first assistant referee is Masaru Hasegawa. The second assistant referee is Tomoyuki Umeda. All of the three are from Japan. The fourth official referee is Nafu Aya Fairusti from Indonesia. Danh sách tổ trọng tài điều khiển trận đấu. Trọng tài chính Koji Takasaki. Trợ lý trọng tài thứ nhất Masaru Hasegawa. Trợ lý trọng tài thứ hai Tomoyuki Umeda. Ba trọng tài đến từ Nhật Bản. Trọng tài thứ tư Nafa Aya Fairusti đến từ Indonesia. The video assistant referee is Sivakon Puudo from Thailand. The first video assistant referee is Pansa Chanasit. Trọng tài VAR Sivakon Puudo đến từ Thái Lan. Trợ lý trọng tài VAR Pansa Chesanit đến từ Thái Lan.
luyện viên Vũ Hồng Việt, đây có lẽ là trận đấu quan trọng nhất đến lúc này của mùa giải đối với câu lạc bộ Nam Định đúng không ạ?
Tôi nghĩ trận đấu này là trận đấu quan trọng nhất của chúng tôi, vì chúng tôi phải vượt qua họ ở trận đấu này thì mới vào trận chung kết. Do vậy là đây là một trận đấu rất là quan trọng.
Ông có thể nói qua về tình hình lực lượng của câu lạc bộ Nam Định trước trận đấu với Selangor.
Hiện tại thì lực lượng của chúng tôi có đầy đủ tất cả các cầu thủ và tất cả các cầu thủ đã sẵn sàng để thi đấu trận đấu chiều nay.
Và bước vào trận đấu này thì chắc chắn là Nam Định sẽ tấn công đúng không ạ?
Tôi nghĩ là chúng tôi cần phải ghi được cách biệt 2 bàn thắng, do vậy là tấn công vẫn là cái phương án của chúng tôi.
Your team is leading right now, 1-0 on aggregate. So the game plan today to defend or attack?
Yeah, we will do as a normal. We feel like 0-0. So from the first half, we will attack them. Yeah.
The weather today is so hot. So is that a problem for your team?
The weather hot, not the issue for us. Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Football Club of Selangor and Nam Định. Đề nghị quý vị đại biểu, quý vị khách quý cùng toàn thể khán giả nhiệt liệt chào mừng câu lạc bộ bóng đá Selangor và câu lạc bộ bóng đá Nam Định.
The ASEAN Club Championship Shopee Cup 2025-26 has reached the semi-final second leg stage. By the end of tonight's two matches, we'll know which two teams will contest the final of this season's competition. A little later on, it's Buriram United against Johor Darul Taksim. But taking centre stage first and foremost here in Vietnam, it's Nam Định against another Malaysian side, Selangor, who lead by 2-1 from the first leg in Malaysia last Wednesday. Just a slender lead to bring here in front of what is a packed crowd, the biggest crowd we've seen for a Shopee Cup match here this season. The crowd have been looking forward to this one since that first leg last week. Nam Định, who've been so impressive in the tournament, it was their first defeat last week. The only other time they dropped points in the group stage was against JDT. Selangor remain unbeaten this season, finished behind Buriram in the group stage. But they will certainly feel they've got enough talent on show tonight. Let's take a look at the teams. Nam Định shows 3 changes from the first leg. Tran Nguyen Van returns in goal. Mitchell Dykes comes in as one of the 3 centre-backs. Arnaud Lasamba has recovered from a head injury that he picked up in the first game. Nguyen Tuan An is also recalled. Nguyen Xuan Sun leads the Golden Boot race at the moment. He drew a blank in the first leg last week and was kept very quiet by the Selangor defence. Referee is Takasaki Koji from Japan. He was here 3 weeks ago to referee a game in Hanoi between Svay Reng of Cambodia and Bangkok United. Svay Reng, by the way, in action in the AFC Challenge League final tonight. There's our VAR official Sivakorn Pudom from Thailand. Well, Selangor making 3 changes tonight. 3 of the back 4 remain the same. Mohamed Abul Nadi is back at left back. Shahir Basha is recalled in midfield. Brazilian Pernambuco makes a first Shopee Cup start alongside Chigo Moraes, who scored both goals last week, and captain Faisal Halim, who's also chipped in with some important goals in this competition so far for Selangor. Well, it's still very hot here. It's just gone 5:30 in the afternoon, Vietnam time. Early kick-off for the players. It's around about 32 degrees Celsius at the moment. Humidity is quite high as well. It may have an impact on the game. It will get a little bit cooler as the evening wears on. And Selangor are 90 minutes away, potentially, from a place in the Shopee Cup final. JDT and Selangor, the first 2 Malaysian sides to make it through to the semi-finals of this new look Shopee Cup. Of course, it is the second season in this format. Vu Hong Viet back in charge again after Mauro Geronimo left the club a few games ago. And there's the man who's been banging in the goals. He was kept very quiet by that Selangor defence last week. And another man very familiar in Asian circles is Kim Pan-gon, the Selangor coach, another man who came in halfway through the season to try and turn around Selangor's fortunes. They're currently 3rd in the Malaysian Super League with just a round of matches to go. Both teams in their usual colours. All white for Nam Dinh, all red for Selangor. That 2-1 lead from last week, 2 goals from Chigo Moraes. And how important could that goal from Van VIE, who scored in the last 2 matches, be in terms of Nam Dinh trying to make it through to the final? When Zuan Sun over the ball, just waiting for the clock to kick round to kick-off time here. Wonderful atmosphere inside the Tien Trong Stadium. We're actually in the Ninh Binh province in Vietnam. Nam Dinh kicking from left to right in the first half. Early header there for Punambuco, who comes in to make his first start in the Shopee Cup for Selangor, having joined in the transfer window. There's Noor. Diarra and Safyuan were excellent at the back for Selangor a week ago. 2 brilliant assists in that game as well from the right back Quinton Cheng, who put 2 wonderful balls in. One of them on a plate for Chigo Moraes. The second one, he had a little bit more work to do, just lifting it over the goalkeeper Keiki, who's not featuring in the squad for Nam Dinh today. Wasteful ball into the far corner. Mitchell Dykes coming back into the starting lineup for Nam Dinh. He's one of a number of players that play for Nam Dinh that aren't registered to play in the V-League, because there's a different allocation of foreigners for this competition, for Champions League 2, which Nam Dinh played in earlier in the season. This is one of those games you feel that the early goal could be key, because if Selangor were to score first, they'll have a real boost in it. They're on the attack here for Nambuco, but couldn't keep the ball in play. If they get the early goal, then it gives them a 2-goal cushion in terms of the aggregate score. And of course, if Nam Dinh get the early goal, we're back to all square. So I think that first goal will be key today. Both coaches emphasising how tough this game would be. It was a really competitive match at the MBPJ Stadium last Wednesday. Potter looking for the long throw down the line towards Percy Tau, who really did test the defence last week. Just got the ball caught under his feet. Have made a change at full back today, Selangor. It was Khalili that was there last week. Abul Nadi, the Jordanian international, is the man that's come in. Well, Percy Tau is such a dangerous character when he's on the ball. Hugo Bumus back to Safyuan. Only Buriram United have scored more goals than Nam Dinh in this competition. 14 Nam Dinh, Buriram have scored 17 so far. They've also conceded the fewest goals as well, just 5 Nam Dinh, 2 of those coming in the first leg. Abul Nadi with a throw. Bumus. Faisal Halim just lost his balance slightly there as he was trying to play that one forward. They are coming here on the back of 2 straight defeats. Nam Dinh, they were beaten in the first leg. They were beaten by Kongan Hanoi, their big league rivals, at the weekend, 3-2. It's been a disappointing league season for them. Here's Moraes. Currently only 6th place in the V-League 1. They're a massive 26 points behind Kongan Hanoi, who lead the way in that league at the moment. Nicely taken down by Quinton Cheng, laid off by Pernambuco. Hugo Bumus, really difficult to dispossess when he's on the ball, but that was a good challenge by Lusamba, who had a good game in that holding midfield role last week. Picked up a head injury in the second half. Percy Tau's just offside. Good spot by the linesman, who was right on top of that. Percy Tau, who joined at the start of the season from Qatar Sports Club. Played in England for a while as well. He played 3 Premier League games for Brighton back in the 2020-21 season. Played for one of the big African clubs as well, Al Ahly from Egypt. Over 100 appearances for them. That's in towards Swan Sun. That ball, I think, had already gone out of play over on the far side. Be a throw in to Selangor. That's the other match tonight. Buriram United against JDT kicks off at 7 p.m. local time. That will be broadcast live as well. Buriram have a 2-goal cushion, a 3-1 advantage from the first leg last week. You can check your local listings for broadcast or visit ASEANUnitedFC.com. Fascinating night's football ahead. Mitchell Dykes. Away by Giap, looking for KO Cesar. Nicely taken into his path. Pursued by Abel Nadi. He's got past Abel Nadi as well. Can't come up with a cross though. Good defending by Shahir, getting back on defensive duty. Now Faisal Halim. Oh, he's just missed his kick once more, Faisal. 4 goals already to his name in this competition. A bit of misunderstanding. He wanted Chigo Moraes to make the move, but not quite on the same wavelength. It's another exciting player to watch, KO Cesar. It's a good squad that's been assembled here by a number of coaches now. They have changed their coach quite frequently. Tep Nam Din. Vu Hong Viet was originally coached back at the start of the season. He's also the technical director here. Mauro Geronimo coming in because they made a poor start to the league. They were 9th in the league when Geronimo took over. He managed to guide them to some great successes in this competition. But after Christmas it really went wrong for them. 10 league games without a win. Ended up Geronimo leaving his post and the technical director retaking his, Vu Hong Viet, who's the man back in charge. Now the Samba. Here goes Mitchell Dykes. Good challenge by Pernambuco. Bumus. Faisal Halim sets off on a forward run, just had to check because he had a straight offside, hooked away by Mota. Foul on Mitchell Dykes, who was trying to get back, and an early yellow card for Hugo Bumus. Right, it's at Noor, sorry, that's gone into the book. Not what you need in the second leg of a semi-final, an early yellow card. No foul this time on Xuan Sun. Last week was the only game that he's not scored in his 4 appearances in the Shopee Cup. Suffered a broken leg and was out for a long time. Made a goal-scoring comeback with a hat-trick against Shan United. Scored a couple against Bangkok United and another against Lion City Sailors. He leads the way in the Golden Boot on 7. On by Pernambuco, Cheng. A free kick to Selangor. Fourth appearance in the Shoppy Cup for Mitchell Dykes. Hugo Bumus over the free kick. Currently on loan from Odisha in India. Everybody back in that line on the edge of the penalty area except Percy Tau, who would look for a quick break. Deep one in from Bumus, but too deep. It was Safa one round the back, but too much on the free kick. And there is that quick release from Nguyen Man in the Nam Dinh goal. Percy Tau. Two defenders quickly around him. Abdul Nadir will bring it away. Good hustling by Shahir. Arrow update. K.O. Cesar's challenge. And that was the fourth official, I think, that spotted that just flicked out off Abdul Nadir on its way out. Good challenge by K.O. Cesar. Through ball again to Juan Sun. Diarra trying to stick with him. He's done well. Just got his body in the way, made sure that Juan Sun couldn't get that loose ball, but here's Percy Tau once more. Mota. And Juan Sun swung a boot at it. Al-Wabde had enough to get the ball away. He's certainly a threat in there. Xuan Sun. Formerly known as Rafaelson, the Brazilian. He's now a Vietnamese citizen with a new name. Xuan Sun Nguyen. High ball in once again. That's a good save by Jiki's hand. And a corner to Nam Dinh. Little bit of pressure here. The Selangor goalkeeper made a couple of really important saves late on in the game last week. Sikis Han. He could have a busy night ahead of him as well. It's a good block to send that one spinning away for the corner. It's Percy Tau over the corner. Right the way across goal. No one closing in on that ball to get a touch. Lusamba. Shot goes wide. Well, it was a brilliant ball in. All the white shirts just seemed to overshoot that ball. Really good chance for Nam Dinh to level things up on aggregate. Selangor's turn to try and press Quinton Cheng. Good challenge. Mitchell Dykes has done a job that he's been asked to do when he's come into the starting lineup for the continental competitions. That was no exception. Bumus. Cheng. Trying to fire that one across as well. It might reach Faisal Halim. Al-Wabde. Bumus. Shahir. That's two straight at Nguyen Man in goal. Nicely done, Chigo Moraes. Hugo Bumus looking, I think, to try and fashion an angle for the shot there. Tried to pick up Pernambuco. Headed away by Mota. Ko Cesar. Straight away he looks at Percy Tau. Then he was caught by Awabde, who was booked earlier on and needs to be a little bit careful. I think that might be a final warning for the midfielder. He went to play the ball, but Ko Cesar had already released it. You can see Norm's reaction straight away. There's Lissamba. Tunan. There's Van V. Nice little ball into the box, just too high for Swanson. Faisal trying to feed that one into Chigo Moraes. Lissamba. Well cut out again. Good solid challenge by Tunan. Can he get the crossing? Just got there before Abdul Nadi, pushed away again by the goalkeeper. Pernambuco couldn't complete the clearance. Pressure from Namdin once again. Siki Ishan has dealt with a couple of those balls into the box so far. There's Mota. Nice little shimmy to bind some space, and then that should go high over the top, and does. Buus fired in again, but well, it split Moraes and Chang, who was arriving late. No change in the aggregate score, still Selangor leading by 2-1 from the first leg. Ko Cesar. Yeah, now Rabday having a real battle in midfield. Oh, Rabday just needs to make sure he keeps his cool, having been booked earlier on. Lucas. Lissamba. Mota. Swanson makes the run once again. Safiwan goes with him. Just got in front of him first, Swanson. Looking to try and play that out off the defender's shins for a corner, but it's only a goal kick. Kim Pangon, who was Malaysia's head coach from 22 to 24, was also in charge of Hong Kong for a couple of spells. One of his former clubs that he played for back in Korea, Ulsan Hyundai. Lovely reverse ball from Faisal. Hugo Bumus releases it. Chigo Moraes tried to chip the keeper once again, and Nguyen Man this time stands tall. What a chance for Selangor to extend their aggregate lead. Brilliant ball through from Hugo Bumus, great vision. And Moraes, who scored twice last week, couldn't add to the feat here. Nguyen Man stood up big, and it was a really good save in the end. said how important that first goal could be. That's given away cheaply. Shahir Lusamba trying to keep him at bay. Pernambuco. Abul Nadi pursued by Percy Tau. A bit of role reversal there. Alvar Abde. Good ball over the top for Abdul Nadi, if you can keep it in play, which he can't, just a bit too much on it. Well, this is a really open game, there's chances at both ends. Well, that's the best one so far that we saw just a few moments ago for Selangor. You can see why Abdul Nadi's been brought into the side, just to try and keep Percy Tau quiet going forward. Chuan Sun, not enough on it. Safuwan. Faisal goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Well, the golden boot is not a given yet for Chuan Sun. There are still plenty of players left in the competition who could challenge. Bergson de Silva from JDT and Guillermo Bisoli from Buriram are both on 6. Faisal Halim is a further 3 behind. There's Bumus. Faisal gets the luck of the rebound back off Mota. Abul Nadi. Safuwan. Diarra. Cheng tried to release that quickly, knew he was going to be under pressure, headed forward by Tunan. Lusamba didn't quite fall there for Pernambuco. Was just in behind Mota, who has only one option really to go back to his goalkeeper, pressed by Chigor Moraes. Tunan. Mota. Looking for Van V. He's the man in form for Namdin at the moment in terms of this competition, with goals in the last 2 matches. Scored in the 2-0 win over the 1-1 draw rather with JDT, and the defeat last week. Given away again. Well played, breaking things down nicely in midfield at the moment, Selangor. Sure, that was the plan from Kim Pangon. They kept Chuan Sun quiet last week. They're keeping him quiet here. Hugo Bumus, nicely pulled back. Pernambuco, straight at the goalkeeper once again, and fairly easy save really for Nguyen Man. But once again, it's lovely approach play by the Malaysians. Because they've long lived in the shadow, or certainly living in the shadow of JDT this season, who've just equalled a world record 108 games without defeat in the league. One more game to go in the Malaysian Super League, which is on Sunday, where JDT could set a new record. Selangor are 3rd at the moment. They're currently behind Kuching, just a point behind. So they need to win and hope that Kuching don't win their final game to finish in 2nd spot in the league, and hope that where they finish is good enough to qualify them for continental competition next season. Van V takes a deflection off Quinton Cheng and goes behind for another corner. Such a highly respected coach in Vietnam, Vu Hyong Vet. Still 4 games to go in Vietnam. If Nam Dinh could win every one, they might stand a chance of squeezing into one of the continental competitions next season. Vietnam are quite highly ranked in terms of their places that they're awarded for Champions League Elite and Champions League 2. everyone there just having to come across and give something in at the bench. So that's why the referees just held things up for a moment. Two water bottles on the pitch. I think the players are just taking every opportunity to take some water on here. Now we will have the corner. Caio Cesar with it, away by Moraes. It's a heavy touch on the edge of the area which has allowed Selangor to clear. Motta's just hanging out wide here. That's another long ball over the top. Goalkeeper opts to punch that time. Caio Cesar's header. But that will be allowed to go behind for the goal kick. We had the best chance of the game so far. Chigo Moraes for Kim Panggon's side. You wonder how important those kind of chances will be come the end of the match. Nam Dinh have to score, of course. There's always the potential for extra time and penalties as well if it's not decided within the 90 minutes. Really good to see such a good crowd in here as well today. They were queuing outside from around about 3 hours before kick-off. It's blisteringly hot earlier in the day here in Nam Dinh. Flick on by Pernambuco. Chigo Moraes teasing the defenders once again. Good defending there by Mitchell Dykes to get a foot in on that one. Send it spinning away for the corner. Well, he's been in wonderful form this season. Chigo Moraes, 23 goals in 23 league games. Scored 4 hat-tricks this season. Well, 3 hat-tricks and a 4 against DPMM in the league. In all competitions this season, 40 goals in 45 appearances for Chigo Moraes. Wonderful effort from the striker. He'd love another one here. Bumus with the corner, hammer along towards Faisal Halim. There's a heavy touch and allows Nam Dinh to bring the ball away. Percy Tau, he's got Van Vie racing through the middle. Xuan Sun in support, Caio Cesar in support. Tunan. Still going, Pernambuco, well, gives away the free kick. Just a little bit frustrating, can't challenge from that sort of angle. Even if he gets a clean contact on the ball, he's always going to make contact with a man. Kim Panggon was less than impressed with that. Storms back to his seat in the dugout, but good run from Tunan. That's a clear foul. Pernambuco. Percy Tau and Caio Cesar are over this one at the moment. Selangor have only kept 1 clean sheet in the competition. That was against Kong An Hanoi. Need to be at the defensive best here. Caio Cesar. It's Percy Tau. Oh, goalkeeper seemed to just lose that one and lose his footing. Fortunately, nobody closing in on the ball, and Sig Ishan will breathe a huge sigh of relief there. Not too sure whether he was deceived by the flight of the ball, but certainly seemed to lose his footing in goal. No harm done though. Good header from Motta. And it's offside against Faisal Halim. And Motta's another player that not registered for the league, along with Mitchell Dykes. Van VIE. Lusamba. Is that straight ball over the top again, comfortable for Abdul Nadi to head clear. Lusamba, strong challenge in midfield. Percy Tau just trying to slip that one through to Van VIE, but too much on it. Given away cheaply by Al Rabde. Away by Nguyen Man. Abdul Nadi. Lucas's header. KO Cesar. It's all been fairly even in the opening 32 minutes or so. Best chance by far fell to Chigor Moraes, who couldn't get the elevation on the ball to chip Nguyen Man in goal. It was a wonderful ball through from Hugo Bumus. Lovely build-up play by Selangor. Shahir. KO Cesar just snipping away at his ankles and winning the ball back. Lovely dink over the top as well for Percy Tau. He's only got Van VIE in the middle. Chuan Sun didn't catch it properly. Saved by Siki's hand. Well, that's Nam Dinh's best chance of the game so far. Ball over the top, catching out the defence. Siki's hand with a long ball over the top. That should bounce all the way through to Nguyen Man in goal, and does. And he's usually so clinical from that sort of position. Chuan Sun. Found space in the box as well, but couldn't get enough on the shot to test the goalkeeper fully. Maybe a few alarm bells ringing there for Selangor. Still goalless on the night. Selangor leading 2-1 on aggregate. Reminder, you can see the other game at 7 o'clock local time. That's 12 p.m. GMT, depending on where in the world you are. KO Cesar trying to chip it over Safawan, who stood his ground. And that game will be broadcast live. Buriram with a 3-1 lead from the away game in Johor last week. Big ask for the Malaysian champions to try and get back into that one. It's another Nam Dinh corner. Percy Tau will take it once again. Some height in that from Nam Dinh. He's gone long this time towards Motta, but too long. Couldn't head that one back across the penalty area. Long ball from Al Rabde trying to pick up Faisal Halim. Here's Hugo Bumus looking for some support in the middle. He's got players arriving now. It's Faisal Halim. Another block and another corner. Well, the defenders are defending well for both sides at the moment, managing to stop a lot of these shots before they reach the goalkeepers. It's another really positive run, though, from Selangor, who certainly aren't sitting back on this 2-1 lead. I know that another goal here would make life very difficult for Nam Dinh. Means they'd have to score 3 times in the match to actually win it outright. It's a wasted corner, high over the top and swinging away and out of play for a goal kick. It's Quinton Cheng, I think, that's injured. Yeah, just maybe took an arm to the throat in that little melee as the ball came into the box. And you can see there, Mitchell Dykes just almost grabbing him around the neck and pulling him to the ground. Referee saw nothing untoward with it, though, but a bit of a painful one for Abdul Nadi. Well, the referee is coming across to have a look at VAR because they have said that might be a challenge that warrants a penalty. So, Takashi Koji from Japan. We'll have a look here. There was certainly a contact round the neck from Mitchell Dykes, but it's Faisal Halim who took the corner. There's a push going on. You can see there on the edge of the 6-yard box. There's the pull round the neck on Mitchell Dykes, from Mitchell Dykes rather, on Abdul Nadi. Has he gone down a bit dramatically, though? Certainly was a lot of pushing and shoving going on in that first VAR intervention of the evening. It's his 4th Shopee Cup game this season. Japanese referee. Well, let's see what he decides. He's had a look. Does he see that challenge, or does he deem that challenge worthy of a penalty? Yes, he does. So a really good chance here for Selangor to extend their aggregate lead. It's a clumsy challenge from Mitchell Dykes. You cannot make contact in the penalty area. And that's what VAR is there for, to correct those errors. There's the tug around the neck. And Faisal Halim will have a chance to put Selangor ahead on the night and ahead 3-1 on aggregate. Yellow card for Mitchell Dykes as well to compound his misery. Massive moment, this. Chigo Moraes missed that chance earlier on. Xuan Sun missed one at the other end as well, a sweeping volley that was straight at the goalkeeper. Nguyen Man being told to go back on his line by the referee. In fact, it's going to be Chigo Moraes that's going to take the penalty. Only scored twice in this competition so far. This for a 3rd goal and a massive moment for Selangor. Moraes trying to keep his composure, keep his concentration. Nguyen Man is not the biggest goalkeeper in the world. Here comes Chigo Moraes! Brilliantly taken penalty to put Selangor in front. And the Malaysians extend their aggregate lead to 3-1. And now it's a real mountain to climb for Nam Dinh. Well, this man simply cannot stop scoring goals this season. Chigo Moraes gets his third in 2 matches. And it couldn't have come at a better time, just 5 minutes to go to half-time. Brilliantly taken penalty. That's 5 goals in 3 matches for him now, if you include his league goals as well. Mitchell Dykes will need to try and make amends. Tried to do it there by slipping that one through to Tunan. He's won it back here. Mitchell Dykes, Swenson! Good block by Safuwan. Whipped in again, it's too high for Percy Tau. That'll be flicked away, won't quite go for a corner. I don't think that one will though, off Faisal Halim. He's claiming it was a high boot from Ko Cesar, but not given. It's a corner to Nam Dinh. This is a good response to falling behind. Did score late in the first leg to level things up in stoppage time through Van VIE. In swinger, Lucas with a header. Couldn't get it on target though. Anywhere will do for Pernambuco. A lot of words from the coaching staff at the moment. They just need to, Selangor, you feel they will want to try and keep this tight now to half-time. It's going to be a long throw here from Motta. Does get good distance on the ball. Good pace on that one as well. Headed back in again towards Lucas. Van VIE. Dykes. Nice over everybody. And now Hugo Bumas will bring this one away. Chigo Moraes making a forward run. Bumas didn't quite have enough pace to beat Lusamba. Percy Tau. Motta's ball over the top, too long. Good call by the goalkeeper that time. And balled out quickly too, Quinton Cheng. There's a good pace to this game. There has been from the first whistle, despite the searing heat. It's going a little bit cooler now as night starts to draw in. Shahir, great ball again for Hugo Bumas. Taking on Motta. And came off Lucas. Percy Tau. It's in behind Xuan Sun. Percy Tau might get a second chance here to run at Abdul Nadi. Nice reverse ball for Ko Cesar, but won't quite keep it in play. There's just margins at the moment, at times, some of these balls. Lusamba almost falls for Pernambuco. Well read by Giap. It's not a great ball over the top. They're trying these little balls over the top, and it's playing right into the hands of Safuwan and Diarra, who are just heading the way with ease at the moment. Selangor free kick. Won the group comfortably, Nam Dinh. Needed a point against Johor in their final game to make sure that they clinched top spot. Johor finished in second place. Selangor finished behind Buriram United, who neither of those sides actually lost a match in the group stage. Sik Ihsan just been urged to get on with this by the referee. still in the first half. Dyke's header. Almost falls for Pernambuco. Boomers just bundled off the ball. And wins it back again, Hugo Boomers. Just too far ahead of Chigo Moraes. Kept in by Faisal Halim. But had to hurry to get that ball across before it rolled out. And now Nam Dinh will come forward. Pacey end to the first half. Lusamba. 4 minutes to be added. Selangor leading by 1 goal on the night, by 3-1 on aggregate. Van V. Xuan Sun couldn't bring it under control, away by Shahir. Boomers. Pernambuco. Moraes, lovely ball back. Pernambuco's in behind. Couldn't get the shots on target. But again, it's the approach play from Selangor that's causing all the problems for the Nam Dinh defence. And it'll test all the experience of Vu Hong Viet at half-time. Got to come up with something to get his side back into this. Samba. Dykes. K.O. Cesar. Abul Nadi's header. Dykes again. Can he had some quality into the middle? Tunan. Good block again from Diarra. He had a sighted goal there. Nguyen Tunan hasn't scored in this competition yet. Great defending again though. High ball over the top. Safawan pointing at the goalkeeper, who duly obliges. Sikis Han, who's had a couple of little wobbles in the first half, but managed to keep his composure, hasn't been beaten yet, which is the important thing. Giap's header. Shahir. Lovely ball in behind Motta for Faisal Halim. Oh, just overran it again. It was just a heavy touch. Long ball from Lucas. Xuan Sun getting across Safuan and drawing the foul that time. You could see he was looking for that, Xuan Sun. And Safuan just sticking tightly to him. And they've taken the free kick quickly, Nam Dinh, and they've been pretty well closed down by Selangor. A little bit of confusion around at the moment that the Selangor players weren't retreated, but Nam Dinh knew that when they took the free kick. Long ball over the top from Nguyen Man. Good towering header again from Safawan, who's pretty much won everything in the air so far for his side in this first half. Dykes. Van V. K.O. Cesar. Percy Tau drops the shoulder, gets to the byline, and again can't come up with the quality on the cross at the end of it. Kim Pangon punches the air with delight. You'd think he'd won the game at the moment down below. And they clearly have identified that man, Percy Tau, as the danger man in terms of creativity for Nam Dinh. And that change, bringing Abdul Nadi in, has added that bit of extra experience in at the back, just to keep him shackled a little bit in this first half as well. Well, there goes the half-time whistle. Selangor have got half the job done here. Another big 45 minutes of football await them. Chigo Moraes with a penalty after Mitchell Dykes had brought down Abdul Nadi in the penalty area. Diarra's been a real tower of strength at the back. Safa won alongside him as well. And creatively, Selangor have had a little bit more going forward, and Nam Dinh seem a little bit lost at the moment. Percy Tau's been their main outlet, but he's been kept relatively quiet. Selangor have a 2-goal cushion in terms of the aggregate score, and those fans that have made the trip from Malaysia will be the happier, that's for sure. 45 minutes away from a place in the final, unless Nam Dinh can make it back in the second half. At the break, it's Nam Dinh 0, Selangor 1. Selangor lead 3-1 on aggregate.
Cho những ai đang tạm rời khỏi chỗ ngồi, đừng quên chúng ta sẽ có phần chơi tiếp sức giữa giờ cùng Shopee. Halftime Shopee Cheer sắp sửa diễn ra trong ít phút nữa. Đừng quên tải ngay app Shopee, đăng ký tài khoản để cùng chơi game và nhận thật nhiều Shopee Xu. Shopee Xu dùng để giảm giá khi mua hàng trên Shopee, vậy nên hãy nhanh tay tải app Shopee, đăng ký tài khoản và chơi là trúng xu các bạn nhé.
We believe air can be so much more. It's relaxation, pure comfort. It's a space where you feel safe. It's clarity, freshness, and energy. It's focus that sparks the imagination. It's happiness for everyone. Daikin, perfecting the air, creating better air just for you.
The work trippers, the island hoppers, the foodies, the inner circle. You aren't just one person, so why should your travels be any different? Discover perfect stays for every you. Be our guest star. Book now at all.com.
Sale siêu rẻ Shopee, sale đồng giá từ 9.000. Săn sale siêu rẻ ở trên Shopee, ship siêu nhanh Shopee, ship không đồng mọi đơn. Shopee free ship siêu nhanh trên Shopee, sale siêu rẻ Shopee, sale đồng giá từ 9.000. Săn sale siêu rẻ ở trên Shopee, ship siêu nhanh Shopee, ship không đồng mọi đơn. Shopee free ship siêu nhanh trên Shopee, Shopee ship siêu nhanh, sale siêu rẻ.
A sustainable future. Yanmar.
Ace Cup.
Hào hào Premium mới. Sợi mì tầm nước mắm, gói súp lớn đậm đà, topping phong phú, vị ngon hào hạng. Hào hào Premium, gói súp lớn đậm đà, nâng tầm hào vị.
Bangkok Glass Group of Companies.
Sale đồng giá từ 9.000. Săn sale siêu rẻ ở trên Shopee, ship siêu nhanh Shopee, ship không đồng mọi đơn. Shopee free ship siêu nhanh trên Shopee, sale siêu rẻ Shopee, sale đồng giá từ 9.000. Săn sale siêu rẻ ở trên Shopee, ship siêu nhanh Shopee, ship không đồng mọi đơn. Shopee free ship siêu nhanh trên Shopee, ship siêu nhanh, sale siêu rẻ.
Các cổ động viên đang có mặt tại sân vận động Thiên Trường ơi, các khán giả của câu lạc bộ Thép Xanh Nam Định ơi, các bạn đã sẵn sàng để chơi game vui và cùng nhận Shopee Xu chưa ạ? Và đây cũng là cơ hội để chúng ta có thể tiếp thêm năng lượng cho các cầu thủ Nam Định của chúng ta ngày hôm nay, thể hiện tình yêu thương của bạn dành cho các cầu thủ để tiếp sức cho hiệp 2 của chúng ta. Vậy nên hãy cùng nhau tham gia Halftime Shopee Cheers, tiếp sức giữa giờ cùng Shopee các bạn nhé. Và cách thức tham gia vô cùng đơn giản các bạn thân mến, hãy nhanh tay tải app Shopee, đăng ký tài khoản để chúng ta cùng nhau tham gia. Trong lúc chờ đợi các bạn tải app Shopee, mình sẽ chia sân vận động của chúng ta thành 2 đội. Ở khu vực khán đài A của chúng ta sẽ là đội 1 và khu vực khán đài B sau lưng mình đây sẽ là đội số 2. Mọi người nhớ chưa ạ? Khán đài A của chúng ta là đội 1 và khán đài B là đội số 2. Và cách thức tham gia thì vô cùng đơn giản. Hãy cùng nhau hướng mắt lên màn hình để tham gia chương trình của chúng ta các bạn nhé. Đầu tiên, chúng ta hãy cùng mở ứng dụng Shopee. Tại trang chủ Shopee, chúng ta hãy gõ Shopee Cup, Shopee dấu cách Cup. Trên thanh tìm kiếm, nó sẽ dẫn bạn đến trang chủ của Shopee Cup. Vào trang chủ, các bạn hãy chọn mục Shopee Halftime Cheer. Nhập mã trận đấu để tiến hành điểm danh. Và mã trận đấu của chúng ta ngày hôm nay là 1355. Mình nhắc lại một lần nữa, mã trận đấu của chúng ta ngày hôm nay là 1355 các bạn nhé. Sau khi các bạn điểm danh xong thì nhớ chọn đúng đội của mình. Đội ở khán đài A sẽ là đội số 1 và đội ở khán đài B sẽ là đội số 2. Và cuối cùng là chúng ta hãy cùng chờ tín hiệu từ phía mình để chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau cổ vũ. Đội nào cổ vũ càng to, đội nào cổ vũ càng mạnh, đội nào cổ vũ tình yêu của các bạn càng lớn mạnh thì khả năng các bạn nhận được Shopee Xu càng nhiều, và Shopee Xu dùng để giảm giá khi mua hàng trên Shopee. Vậy nên là mọi người ơi, hãy làm đủ mọi cách để cổ vũ thật là lớn mạnh, vỗ tay bao nhiêu là chống còi của các bạn, hãy cùng nhau cổ vũ thật nhiệt tình cho các cầu thủ chúng ta ngày hôm nay nhé. Và bây giờ thì mình sẽ cùng nhắc lại cách chơi một lần nữa, là đội ở khán đài A sẽ là đội số 1. Đội 1 ơi, các bạn đâu ạ? Cho mình nghe tràng vỗ tay các bạn được không ạ? Đội 1 ơi, to lên được không ạ? Không nghe thấy gì cả. Rồi ạ, ok. Đội số 2 của chúng ta đâu ạ? Ok, rồi. Cách thức tham gia thì các bạn hãy mở ứng dụng Shopee. Tại trang chủ hãy gõ Shopee Cup trên thanh tìm kiếm, sẽ dẫn bạn đến trang của Shopee Cup. Khi các bạn vào trang đó, các bạn hãy chọn mục là Shopee Halftime Cheer, nhập mã trận đấu để tiến hành điểm danh. Và sau khi các bạn điểm danh xong thì nhớ chọn đúng đội của mình nha. Rồi, các bạn đã sẵn sàng chưa ạ? Bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau chơi thử nháp một lần các bạn nhé. Và đây sẽ là lượt nháp đầu tiên của chúng ta. Các bạn lưu ý là âm thanh của các bạn tạo ra càng lớn, số điểm các bạn nhận được càng cao. Và xu nhận về các bạn càng nhiều, và xu càng nhiều thì khi các bạn mua hàng trên Shopee sẽ được giảm giá càng đậm sâu. Mọi người nhớ chưa ạ? Ok, đội số 1 các bạn đã sẵn sàng chưa ạ? Mọi người sẵn sàng chưa ạ? Ok ạ. Bây giờ mình sẽ nhử nháp một lần đầu nhé. Rồi, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bắt đầu ạ. Vỗ tay nào mọi người ơi. Vỗ tay cho mình đi nào. Hò reo đi ạ. Âm thanh càng cao bao nhiêu phần trăm rồi ạ? 30, 40 rồi ạ. Cố lên đạt trên 50% được ạ. Tiếp tục. Hết giờ rồi ạ. Đội 1 của chúng ta được 46%. Đây mới chỉ là lượt nháp thôi, chúng ta vẫn còn một lần chơi chính thức. Và bây giờ chúng ta cùng nhau đến với đội ở khán đài B, đội số 2 mọi người nhé. Mọi người có nghĩ là mọi người sẽ làm tốt hơn được không ạ? Ok không ạ? Rồi, và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau đến với lượt chơi nháp của đội số 2 ở khán đài B mọi người nhé. Are you ready? Rồi, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bắt đầu. Hô to lên nào. Vỗ tay lên nào. Đúng rồi, phải như vậy ạ. To lên nữa ạ. Rất tuyệt vời ạ. Cố gắng lên. Wow, âm thanh rất tuyệt vời mọi người ơi. Nữa đi ạ, nữa đi ạ. Cảm ơn mọi người rất nhiều. Và chúng ta được bao nhiêu điểm đây? 88%, rất tuyệt vời. Khán đài A ơi, mọi người thấy cách biệt lớn thế nào chưa ạ? Mọi người thấy là nhiệm vụ của chúng ta phải làm gì ở lượt chơi chính thức chưa ạ? Nhắc lại một lần nữa là đội nào giành chiến thắng ở phần chơi này thì các bạn sẽ có số xu nhận về càng cao, và xu nhận về càng nhiều thì khả năng các bạn được giảm giá khi mua hàng trên Shopee càng đậm sâu mọi người nhé. Rồi, vậy thì bây giờ hãy cùng nhau làm rung chuyển sân vận động này bằng những tiếng reo hò của mọi người được không ạ? Khán đài A mọi người ơi, mọi người sẵn sàng chưa ạ? Khán đài A đội 1 ơi. Vẫn còn bé lắm, một xíu nữa. Đội 1 ơi. Ok. Rồi, bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau đến với lượt chơi chính thức của đội số 1 ở khán đài A mọi người nhé. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bắt đầu. Chính xác, mạnh lên nào. Rất tuyệt vời ạ. Nữa đi ạ, chúng ta vẫn còn thời gian ạ. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hết giờ và được bao nhiêu điểm đây? 89 điểm, rất tuyệt vời mọi người ơi. Bây giờ thì gánh nặng của chúng ta ở bên khán đài B rồi, xem rằng là khi là khán đài B chúng ta có vượt qua được cái số điểm này không nhá. Khán đài B, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bắt đầu. To lên, chính xác. Vẫn còn thời gian ạ. 6, vẫn còn, cố gắng lên, tiếp tục lên. 2, 1, hết giờ rồi ạ. Kết quả như thế nào đây ạ? Wow! Xin chúc mừng khán đài B của chúng ta với điểm số nhé các bạn thân mến, là xu sẽ được về với các bạn ngay sau kết quả trận đấu ngày hôm nay các bạn nhé. Và một thông tin cuối cùng của chúng ta ngày hôm nay rằng là từ ngày 12 tháng 5 đến ngày 15 tháng 5 Shopee đang diễn ra chương trình 15 tháng 5 Shopee Sale giữa tháng với hàng loạt ưu đãi hấp dẫn. Sun voucher extra giảm đến 5 triệu đồng, SVIP triệu phú voucher giảm đến 20% mỗi ngày, free ship không đồng mọi đơn, mua sắm thoải mái tận hưởng trên Shopee. Còn chờ gì nữa mà không tải app Shopee, đặt lịch săn sale giữa tháng 15 tháng 5 các bạn nhé. Cảm ơn mọi người rất nhiều.
Welcome back to the Chen Trong Stadium in Vietnam, where there's a triple change coming up for Nam Dinh at the start of the second half. T Phong, Ababa and Van Kijn are all coming on. Mitchell Dykes and Tunan are two of the players to go off, confirm the third one in a moment, but a ring of changes for coach Vu Vong Viet. It was Mitchell Dykes that gave away the penalty in the first half. Picked up the yellow card as well for that challenge. Selangor leading by a goal to nil. Chigo Murray's penalty just before half-time. Xuan Sun had a great chance before that goal, as did Murray's at the other end with a little chip that he couldn't get over the goalkeeper. Let's see how those changes affect things for Nam Dinh. It looks as though they've gone to a flat back four now. Van V with the header. The aggregate score. Selangor played some really good approach play in that first half. It's going to be a goal kick as Humo Bumus goes over. Lam T Phong, you just saw him there. There's confirmation of the changes. Motta is the other player that's gone off in that change of formation in the second half. There goes Percy Tau, was kept fairly quiet by Abdul Nadi in the first half. It's guided back to Shikis Han, who makes a bit of a hash of that and concedes the corner. Well, big crowd in here. They were pretty much silenced by that penalty for Selangor. Whipped in again. Selangor just running to get this away. Ko Cesar just slipped as he hit the shot. There were plenty of red shirts between him and goal. Li Phong, T Phong, Lusamba. The poor cross. The balls into the box haven't been the best quality from Nam Dinh, but they're trying to keep early pressure on in the second half, at the start of the second half, should I say. Well played by Van V. Ball over the top, looking for the run of Xuan Sun, hooked away by Safuan. Turn off by Bumus. There was a little slip there. Again, it's all breaking down before it gets into the real danger area. Still, they can't find a way through. Nam Dinh. Good defending once more. There'll be a lot of that defending in the second half. Fans had a bit of fun at half-time, a chance to test their voices with a half-time shoppy cheer. Chance to win some shoppy coins by cheering loudly for the clubs. A lot of noise, particularly for the far side here. Flicked by Chigo Murray. Faisal Halim. Got Pernambuco up with him. Still going, Faisal. Just pushed off the ball by Lucas. He's claiming it should be a foul, but Lucas knew what he was doing. bowled out quickly to KO Cesar. This is where the crowd will play their part for the home team. Selangor just have to keep their shape in the second half. Done well again. Nicely turned off by Pernambuco. Chigil Moraes. Faisal Halim in the middle. Bumus lurking on the edge of the box as well. Fired across, tipped away by Nguyen Man. Bumus will keep it in play, just slowing things down and waiting for support. Nice little reverse ball into Al Rabday. Oh, just hit his standing foot and goes behind. It's end to end at the moment. I'm sure it will continue to be the same way as well. Nam Dinh won't want to give this one up too easily. Ababa. On by Xuan Sun. T Fong. KO Cesar. Percy Tau out wide. KO Cesar. Good ball with pace. Oh, he's just been shepherded wide. It's T Fong, I think, coming round the back and somehow managing to not quite get a touch. Oh, it's come off the inside of his leg and gone just the wrong side of the post. It was a lovely ball in again. Just too high for Xuan Sun, but the substitute had a real chance to make a name for himself there. Scored twice in the opening Shopee Cup game against Fei Reng, hasn't scored since. Well, already those changes looking like they've been positive ones for Nam Dinh at half-time. Pernambuco. Lusamba. Trying to find that out to Percy Tau. Well cut out there and well read again by Abdul Nadi. Here's Hugo Bumus trying to get through the middle. Lucas just got enough on that. But it's leaving a few gaps at the back now, Nam Dinh. They're going to have to be a little bit adventurous in this second half. Percy Tau's in behind this time. Chance for Nam Dinh. Still going, Percy Tau takes a deflection! Offside, it won't count. The flag's gone up. It won't count. Well, those Nam Dinh supporters thought they'd got level. But the flag's up for offside. They might have a look at this VAR. Of course they'll check it. We'll have a look on the replay. The flag went up straight away on the far side. It was T Fong who missed that shot a moment or so ago that put the ball in. And now we wait while VAR check it. Pudom Sivakorn is the VAR official in charge tonight. Still they wait. Of course, if it is offside or not offside, it's a factual. It doesn't need the referee to go and have a look. He's just, I think, Percy Tau. It's not T Fong. He was onside when he played that ball in. He was clearly onside there, but Percy Tau was just offside, I think. So VAR will check. Second VAR check of the night. This is the beauty, of course, VAR in to just check those. It's not really a clear and obvious error. The move was that quickly for Percy Tau. It's very difficult for the assistant to see. And it is offside, so the goal won't count. So it stays at 1-0, 3-1 on aggregate. Nam Dinh's joy was short-lived. Lusamba. Oh, possession won back. Chigil Moraes, those penalised. He said it was a fair challenge. Pernambuco, brilliantly done. Quickly back to his feet. Kim Pangong thought there should have been a foul there, but Giap, I think, just got enough on the ball. Xuan Sun. The pace of the game has just started to pick up now. Percy Tau looks outside this time. Chuan Sun racing to get through the middle. Ko Cesar. Tifong. Asaba. Over the top. Easy for Sikis-Hano. Well, this game, I feel, is far from over. Nam Dinh have clearly come out with a good intent in this second half. It'll take all Selangor's grit and determination to keep them at bay, because there is the possibility, if JDT can get back into their game against Buriram, we could have an all-Malaysian final if it stays this way. That game gets underway in a few minutes' time in Buriram. It's also being broadcast live, of course. Check your local listings and find out where you can watch the game, or you can log into ASEANUnitedFC.com. And the final, first leg of the final, will be next Wednesday, the 20th of May, and the second leg the following week, the 27th. And the winners of this match will be at home in the first leg. Here's Ababa. Again, it's out to Percy Tau. It's clear they're using that as their main outlet now. Chuan Sun got up high, but not high enough. And in the end, the header was straight at the goalkeeper. Good save again by Sikis-Hano. Giap just ducking underneath that one. Chigor Murray's penalty. It is the difference between the sides. Mitchell Dykes hauled down Abel Nadi, had his hand around his neck. It was an unnecessary foul in the area, really, because Faisal Halim's corner went sailing over everybody. Referee had a look on VAR and decided it was worthy of a penalty. That's where we are on tonight's game. Ko Cesar back to Percy Tau once more. Towards the edge of the area this time, another shot straight at the goalkeeper. It's just not happening in front of goal for Nam Dinh so far. Van Kijn that time went for the side foot, but where was the goalkeeper? Right in the middle, well placed. Giap's header's a little bit short. Goalkeeper taking no chances. Nguyen Man can't afford to concede another goal. Nam Dinh. Looks as though Selangor are going to make their first change in a moment. Bit of movement down on the bench. Quinton Cheng with the throw. Pernambuco just manages to wriggle free of Van Vee and then ends up on his backside again. There's no foul. Lucas. Van Kijn. Percy Tau. Van Kijn continued his run and still going. Ko Cesar occupies the space where Percy Tau would usually be. 3 to aim for in the middle. Van Kijn's continued his run. Good defending again. Abel Nadi. Percy Tau. Safuwan tried to stab it away, takes a deflection and bounces kindly into the arms of the goalkeeper. Ahmad Zikri is going to come on. Pernambuco that's going to come off. He's just gone down injured again at the moment. Worked hard in the game, Pernambuco. Only joined in January from Ponte Preta in Brazil. Made his Shopee Cup debut last week, a second appearance for him. This Asian Club Championship 2025-26 Shopee Cup. Zikri comes on. 5th appearance in the competition for him.
Substitution for Selangor Football Club. Player number 98, Victor Pernambuco, is replaced by player number 14, Ahmad Khalili. Câu lạc bộ bóng đá Selangor có sự thay đổi người.
A little bit of reorganising as well. Look at the watch for Vu Hyung Vet. You'll see there's just over half an hour to go. 2 goals would take us to extra time. 3 goals would take Nam Dinh through. Selangor have defended really well so far, though. It might be a foul throw, I think, over on that far side. Don't see those given to very often, or maybe the ball just went straight out of play again. It's Lusamba. Van V. Tifong. Ababa. Lucas. Yep. Again looking for Ko Cesar. Xuan Sun wins the header. Bounces around awkwardly, and there's a collision in the penalty area. The foul's gone against Nam Dinh. Ko Cesar went in a little bit high, I think, for the referee's liking. It was a good header, one solid header from Xuan Sun. I didn't see too much wrong with that, just a coming together. Ko Cesar's been penalised though. Shikizhan will need a bit of treatment. Well, there was the disallowed goal. Oh, it's so close. That's why VAR had to have a look at it. Great work from Percy Tau. Tifong was not the player that was offside. It was Percy Tau when he set up on that early run, but you could see from that just how close it was. That's one of those where you're drawing lines to get the definitive. Well, they exited the Champions League 2 at the group stage this year. Nam Dinh put 9 past Eastern from Hong Kong in their final game, but it still wasn't enough for a second place finish. Finished behind Ratchaburi by virtue of 1 goal scored. It was the same goal difference. They had designs on trying to win the Shopee Cup, of course. Kong An Hanoi got to the final last year, where they lost out in that thrilling 2-legged final, losing on penalties in the end to Buriram United, who were looking to defend their title. They go into their second leg with a similar scoreline to this, a 3-1 lead from the first game. Cushion header from Cheng. Bumus. Lucky ricochet of Lusamba. Diarra's ball over the top. Al Rabde. Bumus. Chigol Moraes peels away in the middle. Couldn't get past the fullback that time, Van V. Giep, sorry. Van V had just tucked inside. A little bit of cramp possibly for Hugo Bumus as well. I say it's been very hot here. It's around about 32 degrees. It felt a lot hotter than that when we kicked off at 5:30 local time. Cheng's throw. Bumus tussling away and winning another corner. Well, I'll take these. Keep the ball at this end of the field for Selangor. Had that goal stood, it would have made things very interesting indeed, but the longer the game wears on, you wonder whether a 2-goal cushion will be enough to take this tie. See, Namdin's keeper's made more saves as well. They've been under a bit of pressure at times. Good header away by Chuan Sun. Percy Tau trying to hold off the challenge of Zikri. Faisal Halim has come across to this near side since Zikri's introduction. In fact, he's almost playing as a... dropped him back a little bit, playing more as a 2 now up front rather than the 3 they started with. Van Kijn. Ko Cesar. Good ball in again. Swansson's header, stretching everything to try and get power on it, but once again, the cross or the ball in is just a little bit overhit. Hasn't had a clear-cut chance apart from that one swiveled half volley in the first half. Chigo Moraes. Zikri in a bit of space outside him. Faisal through the middle. Here is Zikri. Another corner. Good ball in again, causing problems for this Namdin defence now. Kim Pangon has got his side playing some really good football. He's won 13 of his 19 games in charge since taking the reins once again. Lucas's header away by Ko Cesar, only as far as Faisal Halim. Bumus. Just too much on that, I think, for Al Rabde. Good defending, offside. That was a foul. And the man that was yellow carded very early on in the game. And Kim Pangon's only defeat so far came in the cup against Kuching, who currently sit a point above them in the league. Lost that one 2-1 on aggregate. The big 4-0 win over Penang in their last league game. Final game against PDRM on Sunday. Ababa. Van Kijn. It's too long again, the groans tell it all. That's been the story, really, of Namdin's night going forward. Credit to the way Selangor have set themselves up, though, for this one. Comfortably headed back to the goalkeeper. Percy Tau's header. Chuan Sun trying to get onto it again. Good header by Abul Nadi. Well, somebody has to pick a shoppy star of the match at some point. That's going to be quite a difficult task because there's a lot of candidates out there. Midway, just past the midway point of the second half. No addition to that half-time score, no addition to the aggregate score. Still 3-1 to Selangor. Van V. Good strong defending by Diarra once again. Ababa, Lasamba. Good turn, Van Kijn. Van V. Lasamba, everybody back behind the ball in red. Van Kijn. Ababa. Not too much on it again, and little lack of concentration with the pass. Another change coming up for Nam Dinh. Nguyen Phong Hong Doi is coming on, and Van VIE is going off. Well, the man who'd scored in the last two Shopee Cup games, no luck in front of goal for him today. So Phong Ji comes on for the final 20 minutes or so. Baba. Caio Cesar. Lusamba. Percy Tau. Lofted into the box once again. Good take by the goalkeeper. Under no great pressure that time. One or two anxious looks around, I'm sure. One or two anxious looks at watches in the crowd. Krigor Moraes' goal just before half-time. Here's the difference between the sides. It's really interesting to watch Kim Pangong on the sidelines. That ball was just given away by Nam Dinh, put out of play, and he's punching the air every time that happens. Moraes trying to burst through Lusamba. Now Caio Cesar to try and start things moving again. Tifong. Across it, took a deflection. Shiki's hand, safe pair of hands once more. He's looking to try and pick out Phong Ji, who was in the middle, the substitute for that one. So pressing forward quite high up from full-back. Now Selangor give the ball away cheaply. Phong Ji. Giap. Chuan Sun. Diarra tight to him once more. Safiwan rather. Too many teams have kept Nguyen Chuan Sun quiet in the Shopee Cup. Selangor have been one of them. Here he is again. And once again, a move comes to nothing. Little back heel from Krigor Moraes. Now, Rabde goes down. This is the time in the game with this heat and humidity here that cramp is going to play a part. Nguyen Sun stretching out as well as Al Rabde. Not too much in it in terms of the challenge, but they'll look anxiously on Chuan Sun to see if he does manage to win the Golden Boot. As we told you earlier, just one clear of Bergson de Silva from JDT and Guilherme Bissoli from Buriram United, who are in action now. That game's just kicked off. Because Buriram United are the defending Shopee Cup champions from last year, that penalty shootout against another Vietnamese side, Quang An Hanoi. Well, Rabde will wait to be called back on again. Looks to be okay at the moment. They won't want to carry any players that have got a little bit of cramp. Shikizan looks long to Faisal Halim, who's bundled off the ball by Fung Ji, who gives out a surprise look, but right in front of the assistant referee. Again, he's just really turned his back on him. It's a fairly soft one, and that's what he's saying to the referee. I've just turned my back on him. Not too sure there was much intent there, but Faisal certainly felt it. Well, 4 changes made by Nam Dinh, just 1 left to try and change this game for Vu Hong Viet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the total attendance
great attendance tonight, by the way, 16,345.
Thank you for your support.
Really good atmosphere here, but at the moment, the majority of those are going home unhappy. Hugo Bumus over the free kick.
Xin chân thành cảm ơn sự cổ vũ nồng nhiệt của quý vị dành cho câu lạc bộ bóng đá Selangor và câu lạc bộ bóng đá Nam Định.
Out wide by Zikri. It's Diarra. We stay forward here. Diarra just overrun it though. Giap. Fong Ji. Teo Cesar. Lusamba. Percy Tau. Volume levels raised in the crowd when he gets the ball. Van Kijn. Ababa! Couldn't keep the shot down. Another chance goes begging for Nam Dinh. Baba made a little bit of space for the shots in the area, but couldn't keep it down. You can see Percy Tau's reaction just in the background there. Just put everything into that. Another player down injured here for Selangor. You're going to see a double change as well from Selangor. Noah Lane is going to come on, and so is Harith. Now Shahir is one of the players going off.
Substitution for Selangor Football Club, player number 9, Hugo Bumus, is replaced.
Hugo Bumus coming off as well, with Harith coming on. Maybe just a little bit of cramp for Bumus towards the end, a moment or so ago. But a good night's work done by him, as it has been by all these Selangor players so far. They've managed to resist everything that Nam Dinh have thrown at them. So Harith is on for a 5th appearance, and Noah Lane, who started last week, started every game up to this point, is also on. He'll drop into that place. Shahir came in to replace him today. Nguyen Man. On ball looking for Percy Tau. He just flicked off Abul Nadi. It will be a throw to Nam Dinh. Percy Tau waits over the throw. Baba once again. Well, they're just getting a little bit desperate, you feel, now with these shots. There was no way Ababa was going to, or even Percy Tau rather, was going to find a way through from that sort of distance. And there needed to be something really special. Bongji's header. Cheng. Chigo Moraes. Faisal. Al-Rabdi. Al-Rabdi again goes out of KO Cesar. Quinton Cheng has just got back to his feet, having picked up a little bit of a knock. Referee will just go and check on him. Cheng's throw. KO Cesar. Diarra's gone down and he's well out of position now. Maybe taken a knock on the head, which the referee probably should stop, but play continues. So is Selangor on the attack. Diarra has taken a knock on the head. He's just getting back to his feet. Now the referee does stop play. Just going straight to the fourth official to say that's an elbow. So we have a look here in the challenge. Bundled over by Xuan Sun. Well, the assistant referee was looking right at it and saw nothing wrong with it. Diarra's still complaining. And he's going to come and have a look. Well, this is another big moment. Third VAR intervention of the night. Maybe a bit of frustration creeping into Xuan Sun. Well, there was the coming together right in the middle. It's a lot of arms, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. It's a question of what the referee determines, whether it is a violent enough challenge to warrant a red card. Takasaki Koji is the referee from Japan. Might need to see that from a slightly better angle. It's quite a long way away, that angle there. Maybe from here, this sort of low angle. Here we go. Oh, just out of shot, maybe. I don't really think the referee can see enough from those replays to make a definitive decision. Clearly VAR felt there was more in it than initially thought, but it happened right in front of the assistant referee. You can just see the top of his head there. He's looking right at it, and he saw nothing wrong with it. The fourth official's there as well. Is there an elbow there? Maybe that's what VAR have seen there. And there is an elbow from Xuan Sun. but is it a deliberate elbow? Is he just trying to break free? Well, let's see what he decides. It's a free kick to Nam Dinh, but a yellow card for Chuan Sun. He's still claiming it was an elbow, Selangor. I say, I don't think, when you look at that from a long way off, that's what the referee would have seen, and you can't really say 100% that it was a deliberate elbow from Chuan Sun. So I think that's a good decision from the referee. You can't give something you can't see properly. But again, VAR has helped him, it's assisted him. And they may have got the free kick, Nam Dinh, but Chuan Sun ends up with a yellow card. A free kick to Nam Dinh. Can they get some accuracy on this one? No, they can't, is the answer. Lusamba. Percy Tau. Lofted in again, straight to the goalkeeper. Chuan Sun just throws his arms down in frustration. Everything tonight has been overhit. He's had a couple of headers that he's really had to stretch for. Diarra. Zikri. Diarra didn't make that a clean enough contact. There's another free kick to Nam Dinh, who need to have a bit of urgency about themselves now. 4 minutes to go at the 90. There'll be quite a bit of added time, I think, for the couple of VARs and the various substitutes we've had in the second half. Maybe 6 or 7 minutes, possibly more. Selangor, though, edging closer to a place in the final. Ababa with the free kick. Percy Tau's header down. Again, wide of the post. Final change coming up for Nam Dinh. To Van Vu is coming on. Percy Tau has gone off. It's not been his night tonight. He's seen a lot of the ball. He's had a lot of good chances to create stuff, but he just hasn't managed to come up with that quality in the final third to really give Nam Dinh the chance of getting back into the tie. Crowd starting to drift away now. They sense the inevitable is about to happen. Chigil Moraes brought down by Giap. It was a high challenge. It was a really good lash at the ball from Giap, and it's probably nowhere near it. Caught Chigil Moraes, who I'm sure will just milk this for a little bit without incurring the wrath of the referee. Well, they've come out in really good numbers today, and they'll be bitterly disappointed, those Nam Dinh supporters, that their side haven't managed to get anything from the game. That goal disallowed in the second half, they thought had given them a brief hope, but Vu Hong Viet looks as though his side are going to slip to a second consecutive defeat in the competition unless they can do something in the final moments. It's a Nam Dinh ball. Diarra. Van Vu. Van Kijn's gone along outside him. Ko Cesar. Another good ball in, good defending again. Flicked away before that could do any damage. Chase on here for Chigo Moraes, who's in behind, he's onside, this to wrap it up, surely! Second goal of the night for Chigo Moraes, and Selangor are heading into the Shopee Cup final. He's hit a purple patch when it mattered. 2 in the first leg, 2 in the second leg, and Selangor have done the job in Vietnam. The final beckons next week. They've caught Nam Dinh on the break. They lead 2-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. And this is as comprehensive an aggregate victory in a semi-final you're likely to see. They await their opponents, who are currently in action as JDT look to overturn a deficit against Buriram United. But what a job Kim Pan-gon's done since coming in. This will be his 14th win in 20 matches.
The minimum added time of the second half is 6 minutes.
6 minutes to be added at the end of the game. What a finish. Lovely ball again. He was onside, you can see he had 1 foot on the line, but he's burst of pace to take him past Lusamba. The little touch with the knee, I think it came off, but coolly done. 2 lovely finishes last week, a well-taken penalty and another well-taken finish here. The man cannot stop scoring at the moment. Takes his season's tally to 42 in 46 matches. Hot property. Watch that number. Chigo Moraes, Kim Pan-gon got right in there as well. Brilliantly done. Changes coming up. Abdul Nadi is going to go off. Iswam is coming on.
Substitution for Selangor.
Mukairi is coming on as well. Faisal Halim, who put in another captain's performance. May not have got on the score sheet today, but his presence in this team really does galvanise everybody. Wears the captain's armband and is a real inspiration to this Selangor lineup. Mukairi comes on, just a second appearance in the competition for him. Started against Cebu on match day 3. There's an eerie atmosphere starting to develop around the stadium now. The band's still playing, but the majority of the fans are just drifting away now. It's Lusamba, Van Kijn. Kao Cesar, is there a consolation in this? Not at the moment, there's not. Well, we said that Selangor had only kept 1 clean sheet in the competition against Hanoi. This could be the first time Nam Dinh have failed to score in the Shopee Cup this season. There's another free kick to Nam Dinh. 1 or 2 tired legs out there now. Heat and humidity have played a big part, but Selangor's resilience has seen them through in this tie. They waited their moment for that second goal, and it was always likely to come with Nam Dinh pressing forward and leaving those spaces at the back. And the last person you want one-on-one is Chigo Moraes in the form that he's in at the moment. Last chance maybe for Nam Dinh to get themselves a consolation. Ababa is over the free kick. too much on it again, and Shik-Isan, who's gathered everything that's come his way, is one. Namdin playing that high line, good ball across. A race. Makari rather trying to get on the end of it. This one's gone down under a challenge, which again the referee's seen nothing wrong with. Lusamba. Kayo Cesar. Another ball that has been swallowed up by the goalkeeper. He'll stand there and take those all night. Quality of the crossing from Namdin has left a lot to be desired tonight, and I'm sure when they look back at the replay of the game, they will know that they're probably capable of a little better. But it's been a very good defensive display by Selangor. They will find out their opponents a little bit later, of course. The second leg between JDT and Buriram United ongoing. Sure, once this one's over, you'll be able to find the live broadcast of that one and follow all the events in Thailand. Well left by Diarra. Harith getting involved. Nice touch again. Mukari. Well, just happy to take the ball into the corner now. Clever play by Mukari. There's a free kick to Namdin. We've played the 6 minutes. It's a question of what the referee adds on extra to that. A little pocket of Selangor fans that are away in the corner. All the team officials and one or two of the non-playing squad members just sitting around the commentary position. They're waiting to celebrate with their team, which they can do in just a moment's time. Can they keep that clean sheet? That hits Lane and goes out for a corner. Lucas right in the mix. Can't get anywhere near it though. More good defending. They've won literally nothing in the air in the penalty area tonight, Namdin. Xuan Sun had a couple of headers but was always reaching, always stretching. Punched away again by Shik-Isan. Lusamba. Hoisted in again, cleared away from in front of goal. Another corner. Still the referee hasn't blown the whistle. I'm not too sure where he's got an extra 2 minutes from. We've played nearly 8 minutes of added time now. Another corner to Namdin. Fongji. Headed away again, and that will be gathered in by Shik-Isan, and that should just about be that. Selangor are into the Shopee Cup final for the first time. The first time a Malaysian side had reached the semi-finals, and they've gone one better. 2 goals from Chigul Marais once again have done the damage. They might not be here in numbers, but they will make this trip all the worthwhile. 2-1 win in the first leg. A 2-0 win in the second leg. They've become the first team to prevent Namdin scoring in a Shopee Cup game this season. They've kept just their second clean sheet. And Chigo Moraes, well, maybe he's a late contender for the Golden Boot. He's got 2 more matches to go. He's got 5 goals in the competition now, 2 behind Xuan Sun, who had a bitterly disappointing evening by his standards once again. Missed a chance in the first half, had a goal disallowed by a VAR in the second. Moraes scored a penalty in the first half and a goal on the break in the second half, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. But they've all played their part tonight, and as we mentioned earlier, I'm sure he will now get the Shopee Star of the match for 2 goals, but you could probably have given it to any of the 11 players wearing red tonight who have all raised their game, and Kim Pang-gon certainly has a way of galvanising teams and getting them to grind out results. Well, he cannot stop scoring this season. Can he reach a half century for the season? Be a remarkable achievement if he could. Nam Dinh weren't at the races over the 2 legs. Selangor by far the better side, and they will take their place in the final. The first leg will be in Selangor next week. Final score here, Nam Dinh 0, Selangor 2. 4-1 the aggregate score to Selangor on aggregate. They're into the final. Well, there is the Shopee Star of the match. Second week running, Chigo Moraes for a 2-goal haul once again. 4 goals in the tie, and he has single-handedly put Selangor into the final.
Okay, Krigo, first of all, congrats. First final with Selangor this season, and overall 42 goals with Selangor. So, your opinion, Selangor going to the final this season, Shopee Cup?
Good night. I'm very happy for these 42 goals, but more important is we are in the final. Our group in the final because we work too much. We work too much in the training every week. We play many games. We deserve it. We deserve this final.
Gregor, any last word to Selangor fans?
This is a magical night, and now we have one more important game, the first leg of final. We wait for full stadium there in MBPJ. Thank you for everything, for our fans. We are very happy.
Well, Gregor, congrats and good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi Percy, Nam Định Shopee Cup run has come to an end, so how would you evaluate your team's performance today?
Yeah, look, I think we tried, but today it was not enough. We could have pushed more to go to the final, but this is what happens when we don't give our best. And it was a good run, but unfortunately it comes to an end.
We saw Nam Định utilize many crosses and high balls into the box today. So what was the tactical reasoning behind relying so heavily on this specific style of play?
Yeah, look, it happens in the game. We see the tactics, we see the positives and the negatives, and each we spaces to exploit. But then we had a lot of moments where we could have done better.
This is your first season in Vietnam, so having played in Europe and South Africa, so what is the biggest difference you notice about competing here in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, look, football is the same everywhere in the world. I think the Asia is competitive also, and some good players around, so yeah, it's been a great experience so far.
Okay, you arrived in Vietnam with a high-profile reputation. Following today's loss, so what message do you have to send to the fans?
To the fans of Nam Dinh, it was not enough. That's all I can say. It wasn't great.
Okay, thank you, and good luck to the next competition.
Well, the ASEAN Club Championship Shopee Cup reached the semi-final second leg stage. Selangor leading 2-1 from the first leg in Malaysia last week, up against a Nam Dinh side who'd lost for the first time on that occasion. Faisal Halim, the Selangor captain, has been in good form this season. And the Malaysians really took the game to their opponents. Chigul Marais, who scored 2 in the first leg, trying to chip Nguyen Man, the goalkeeper, didn't quite get enough on it. That would have been a perfect start for Selangor. Percy Tau saw a lot of the ball during the course of the match. Found the top scorer, Xuan Sun, Golden Boot leader at the moment in this competition, but no real power on that shot, and it was a comfortable save for Sikishan. The big moment of the first half came just before half-time when Mitchell Dykes put his arm around the neck of Abdul Nadi and brought him down. VAR confirmed it was a penalty, and Chigul Marais hammered the ball into the roof of the net to put Selangor in front, and a 3-1 lead on aggregate. And you really felt from there it was always going to be an uphill battle for Nam Dinh to try and get back into the match. And it cannot stop scoring this season. Malaysia had never had a side in the semi-finals before. Got 2 this year. Marais playing that one across again, tipped away by Nguyen Man. He was a constant threat. Took a slight deflection off Lucas, which meant the goalkeeper had to make the save. Really half chances for Nam Dinh in the second half. That one just shepherded wide by T Phong. Keo Cesar with the ball in. He just got the ball in between his legs and couldn't get the shot on target. But then on the break, Chigul Marais scored his second of the match. That made it 4-1 on aggregate. And from there was no way back for Nam Dinh. Selangor booking a place in the final against either JDT or Buriram United. The first leg of the final will be in Selangor next Wednesday. A couple of minutes extra added time played by the referee just to extend the nerves a bit, but it was all celebrations at the end.